Hey, Miss Bowden. This is Judah Michael in his room, and he's getting ready to read a story to you. It's called Gingerbread Baby. All right, Judah Michael. We've been doing really good on reading 20 minutes a day. We've got tons of books. Here's Judah's little library.
It was cold outside, it was warm inside. A fine day for gingerbread, Maddie thought. Maddie's mother put in a blue big bowl on the table and lit the stove. Maddie took down the worn-looking cookbook.
Can you show us the picture, like Miss Bowden does?
They measured and mixed. Maddie rolled the dough in the shape of a gingerbread boy, and they popped him in the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes, no more, no less. Do not peek at the recipe read. Maddie listened to the clock. Tick tock, tick. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5. Maddie couldn't wait any longer. He opened the oven door to take a peek. Instead of a gingerbread boy, out jumped a gingerbread baby. He pranced around in the big blue bowl. I am a gingerbread baby, fresh from the pan. If you want me, catch me if you can. Maddie's mother reached for the gingerbread baby to pull him back into the oven. But he ran all around the kitchen. The door opened and it came Maddie's father. What the delicious smell, he asked. The gingerbread baby tumbled through his legs and outside into the yard.
Can you hold it up for us? They're looking for it. There he goes. He's going to change positions.
He ran by the tabby cat. She twitched her tail and sprang at him. They rumbled and tumbled, but the gingerbread baby came out on top. He ran toward the garden wall. The dog caught a whiff on the tasty ginger and sniffed along behind him. But the gingerbread baby was halfway up when the dog caught up. He barked and barked at the gingerbread baby, climbed over the wall.
I'm going to do this so she can see the pictures too. Okay, next page.
Maddie was still inside. He heard his mother and father yelling. He heard the cat meowing and the dog barking, and he heard the gingerbread baby shouting, "Catch me if you can." Maddie opened up the worn-looking cookbook for the second time. Meanwhile, the gingerbread baby wheeled on down the path and into the barn. The goats looked up as he somersaulted across their backs. The last one tried to catch him, but the gingerbread baby was too fast.
It's kind of like the gingerbread man.
Martha and Madeline were standing by the well. The gingerbread baby stopped to take a drink. They looked at each other and winked. Martha started to talk to him while Madeline tiptoed behind him with the bucket, but they couldn't fool the gingerbread baby. He took the braid from Martha and a braid from Madeline and tied them in a knot and ran down the road. Back in the house, Maddie stirred, mixed, and rolled the dough. He shaped it, put it in a pan, into the oven. Tick tock tick, 8 long minutes. This time he didn't peek. I will catch him if I can, Maddie said to himself. As he was bouncing along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm wagon just ahead. He jumped in and settled down for the ride, next to Mama Pig.
Did you lose our spot?
The smell of gingerbread was too much for her, so she tossed him high in the air, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. But the gingerbread baby twisted in her hair and came down hard on the porky snout. I am the gingerbread baby, too quick for the mother and father, too fast for the cat and the dog and the goats, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for the Mama Pig. Who is left? Catch me if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby strolled along by himself until he came to a bridge that crossed over the village. Just as he got in the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers ahead of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up into the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river.
Wait, let's see where he is. Is that him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did you do? You like that page?
The ice blobbed along with a gingerbread baby dancing on top and singing in a loud voice. Look at me, and what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever, until his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. Who was that watching from the trees? It was the fox. He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him, but the fox couldn't help himself, and he licked his chops. Smack, smack. The gingerbread baby heard him and ran as fast as he could.
That baby looks strange, huh?
Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the milk and cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid and lowered himself inside. He was so pleased that he sang at the top of his gingerbread voice. Ha ha, hee hee. You'll never find me. I'm the gingerbread baby. Catch me if you can. The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby's voice, who is molding in my milk. He shouted and
Meddling. Who is meddling?
He shouted and lifted up the lid, but the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped out and tweaked his nose.
Tweaked his nose. That wasn't very nice, was it? Let's see this long list for a second. There's all the folk that are chasing the gingerbread man. It goes all the way right there.
Now the milk and the cheese man and the fox, the villagers, and Mama Pig, Martha, Madeline, and the bleeding goats.
Bleeding.
The barking dog and the meowing cat, the father and the mother were all after the gingerbread baby and getting closer, and he knew it. The brash baby was not as peppy and proud as he had been. He sniffed a familiar smell and followed his nose into the woods. He couldn't believe what he saw. There in the middle of a clearance was a gingerbread house, frosted with sugar, covered with candy, and doors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee and ran inside. In a tick-tock tick, everyone arrived in the clearing. but all they found were a few bits of frosting and peppermint candy and some crumbs. The father exclaimed, "The gingerbread baby has finally met his match. I wonder who it was." The mother said, "Let's go home and tell Maddie."
Wait, let's see. Somebody's running off with the house. Looks like Maddie did.
"Hello, Maddie," his father said when they got home. "We never did catch the gingerbread baby. All we found were some crumbs in the snow." "I see you have been busy," his mother said, looking at the gingerbread house Maddie was holding. "Too bad we never caught the gingerbread baby." "Too bad," said Maddie.
You don't think he's going to tell him? Can I see the picture? The other one? He said, too bad.
Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the gingerbread house. "I'm the little gingerbread baby, lucky as can be, to be living in the house that Maddie made for me."
Oh, so he didn't get eaten, did he? Alright, awesome job. You want to say, love you, Miss Bowden, I miss you?
Love you, I miss you.
Let her see your smile, you. Bye, Miss Bowden.